the last time I came out here, I'm like, dang man, this don't look like it's not really cooking. Man. I'll see you in the next video where I get this brisket out on the smoker and I'm gonna cook it on a Traeger. All right, see y'all next time.
End of flashback.
Get ready. Hey yo, this is Dash. Welcome back. Part 2 out at Tracy the Traeger. If you don't know about Tracy and my Traeger, please feel free to check out some of those videos up there. But I came out here, I got the Traeger started, turned it on, got it started up. I have it chilling. She's cruising at 225 degrees. I'm going to get my brisket cooked at 225 today. So I'm going to open this up, go get my brisket. I'll be right back. Alright, here is my brisket. I don't need to do anything heroic. All I'm going to do is take this brisket, simply slide it off of the aluminum foil directly onto my grate. As opposed to picking up the brisket and dropping seasonings everywhere and things like that, if you slide it directly off of your aluminum foil, you'll have less mess. Ask me how I know. Now I'm going to get in here and I'm going to reposition the brisket. So while I'm doing this, I'll reposition you guys too, so you can see what I'm doing. I'm going to pull the brisket and get it centered on the grate. If you see, I have these pans in the back. They're full of water. I want to make sure that I keep moisture in the cooker. I'm just going to make sure that we are pretty even and there's nothing egregious hanging out and over, and I'm going to go ahead and get this closed. If you noticed, I'm cooking with the fat side up. I always cook with fat side up on my briskets. I will be spritzing this brisket rather aggressively, so I'll come back and I'll spritz this brisket in about an hour. So there you have it. I have my brisket on the smoker, and I told you that I was going to be trimming my brisket rather aggressively. Not trimming, spritzing my brisket rather aggressively. The more aggressive or the more spritzing you do, especially while your brisket is on a Traeger or a pellet grill, because of the convection, the less dried out your bark will be. Now, if you like a hard bark on your brisket, then by all means, don't spritz as aggressively. I do not like a hard bark on my brisket, so I spritz my briskets rather aggressively for 2 reasons. First reason, so the bark doesn't get too hard and it's not like a hard baked chocolate chip cookie to the point where I'll break my teeth trying to bite into it. And 2, it actually helps with the smoke ring. Don't believe me? Keep watching. Alright, so I am back out at the cooker here. It has been a little over an hour. I'm going to go ahead and get it spritzed down. Now what I have here is a pressurized sprayer. This sprayer has been with me for quite a while. If I can find one, I'll put a link in the description to an Amazon link in the description for a sprayer similar to this. All you do is you add your water. You can do some apple cider vinegar. I just use water. I'm going to pump this up. Now, one of the things that I see as a mistake is people will put this and they'll have it as a stream when you're pointing, like a stream, and you spray on your brisket, and you're basically going to spray your seasonings directly off your brisket. What you want to do is have this be a wide spray so you can just spritz your brisket. Front, back, around the sides.
Front and back, and side to side.
Smoker shouldn't be open for more than a few seconds. All right, we'll see you in about an hour. All right, back out here. Gonna get this pumped up, make sure we're good to go. Start in the back, come around to the front. See y'all in an hour. And we're done. What did that take? Not even 30 seconds. See y'all in another hour. All right, so I can't make this up news. Do you see the problem there? So before I even turn that around, I noticed my trigger was at like 160 something degrees. So I said, oh, it's at 160 degrees because I open it up and I am, you know, spritzing the brisket. So I really wasn't paying too much attention. But the last time I came out, I'm like, dang, man, this don't look like it's not really cooking. What is going on? So then this time, mind you, it is 11:25. This time I come out and I'm like, all right, let me look at the temperature before I open it up. And it's sitting at 160 degrees, 165 degrees. I'm like, all right, what's going on? So I take the brisket out, off of the tray, take the, you know, the diverter plate tray off, and this is what I find. Man. All right, time for me to get some gloves on, clean out this thing, and try to continue my cook. All right, so part of the crazy thing is I just filled up the hopper to put more pellets in here because golly, this is ridiculous. I can't even believe this. I've never seen this before. Now I'm gonna try and filter some of the ash out. I think it'd be better if I pull this out my hand. Ridiculous. You ever had an experience like this? Here I think that the video of me spritzing the brisket is gonna be boring and no one's gonna watch it. And then here the Traeger, Tracy's gotta manifest some drama. What the hell, Tracy? What the hell? Well, that would explain why the hopper was empty. I looked in the hopper and I'm like, why is it empty? I shouldn't have used that many pellets that quickly. Well, there you go. I don't know what the hell happened. I've never had this happen before. I have owned this Traeger for the better part of 5 years or so now. So I don't know what happened. But all these unburnt pellets are just going into my bucket, and as I pour them out, we'll get this ash out as I use the pellets. This is ridiculous. I'm actually kind of worried. I would say worried for the pellets that are deep down in this hopper, but I probably don't have to worry because it seems like it's not clogged, because if it were clogged, the pellets wouldn't be coming through. The fan seems like it's working. I mean, as I'm digging down in this hopper, seems like it's working. Let's get the rest of these pellets out of the bottom of the cooker. Brisket is going to take longer than I thought. It's not quite working the way that I want to. I'm going to have to get this ash out of these pellets by hand, I guess. Alright, I tried. It's not doing anything. Alright, those last little bit of pellets, I'm not gonna I'm chucking this ash in these pellets that were down in the bottom of the pellet hopper here. Oh my gosh. So I have a vacuum that I use to clean the trigger out. I'm using a vacuum elsewhere in the house, so it's not right near here. But it seems like there was just some dust and ash accumulation down in the hopper here. Alright, well, that's done. Let's turn it on. Hopefully you guys aren't too dirty. So these pellets are actually getting hot. I feel them getting warm. So we'll wait for this to catch fire, and I'll get everything put back in here the way it needs to be assembled, and I'll get my brisket back in here. Basically, I'm a few hours behind on my brisket, so it's almost like I'm in essence starting over. That's what I feel like, because I don't know how long everything was jammed up. I feel some heat. I should be seeing smoke by now, but I'm not. I don't know what's going on. This definitely isn't progressing like it should. Alright, so maybe my igniter is bad, but I feel it warm down there, but it's just not warm enough. Maybe I can light the pellets with a torch or something.
Just then.
being the pyromaniac I am. I got a flame going. I'm trying to get some good, I'll say cold, but get the pellets going really well. I don't know what to say. I truly, I would say at a loss for words, but it happens. This is one of those things that this is definitely a wrench in the transmission of, yes, this is going to be a simple cook that I'm going to use my easy set it and forget it trigger. No, this is barbecue, and barbecue does what barbecue is going to do. For a wrench is all in your transmission. Anyway, I got this back on track, or at least I'm hoping to have this back on track. At this point, I'm just gonna stick to the plan. I have the Traeger set for 225 degrees. I am going to let it ride at 225. I will spritz it again since it's been sitting out for however long it took me. About 20 minutes to get that cleaned out and back on track. I'm gonna chalk this lesson up to my own, I don't know what. Obviously I wasn't paying enough attention to it. I should have seen more smoke, I should have seen more of this, I should have seen more of that. But, you know, just running out here for a minute every hour, obviously I missed it. I got nothing. I'll see you on the bit. Y'all see that? Y'all see that? It's actually working. Alright. Brisket's looking okay. But you look at that. It's actually starting to get some color. Huh. Little nugget. When the trigger actually starts working, you start getting color. Alright, I'm gonna get this closed back up. Y'all should know the routine by now. I'll see you in about an hour. So now it's standard for me to check the temperature as well as check the smoker. All right, so we're getting some color on the brisket here. Yeah, this job. We got a long way to go. Buddy. All right, well, I'm not going to spritz it this time because what I wanted to do is actually develop a little bit more color because of the fact that I'm so far behind schedule. Don't have a schedule. This was just a random brisket cook and just trying to make a couple dollars. All right, I'll be back. All right, I see the temperature's at 230 degrees. The current time It's 2:20 p.m. There it is. Getting some more of that reddish color in there. This is why I didn't spritz it the last time. What? Light spritz. Bring it down just a little bit. There we go. Make sure. Hopefully. Alright. So that's not perfect. So the whole thing is, when you spritz your brisket, the moisture helps pull the smoke out of the air, and it makes it stick to your meat, gives you some better flavor and better smoke rings. Guess I'll be back out in about an hour. All right, so I'm back out at the smoker. It is 3:15, and we have some decent color there on the brisket. I have to go pick up taste tester number 3 from school, and that is about an hour ride. I'm going to temp this. We're at 120. So this will be the final spritz. And I'm gonna spritz it down, spray it pretty good. Back, or when we get back, I will wrap this up and I'll show you how I do that. All right, I'll see you when I get back with taste tester number 3. It has been a long day, so I'm back from picking up taste tester number 3, and yes, that's what we are looking for. Still not there yet. Let's just spray this down once again. I really don't know why I'm surprised. So when I finally got the smoker going at about 2:30, 3 o'clock almost, that feels like pretty much when the smoker started cooking, or the brisket started cooking. So for it to only be at 135 degrees, really not so surprised. I might let it sit out here for another hour or two. We'll see what the temperature is in another hour.
Later that same evening.
Oh, all right. So it is currently 7:51, which basically means this brisket has been out here for, well, actually cooking for about 5 hours. So I'm gonna temp it real quick and see what the temperature is at. But at this point, I'm tired of coming outside, but I'm getting ready to take it inside and put it in the oven. Overhead lights installed over here, so I can come out here and cook at night and not have any issues. All right, 153. I'm cool with that. Usually 150 degrees plus. I'll pull a brisket and finish it in the oven. I'm gonna go grab a full pan real quick. I'll be right back for this brisket. I'll show you guys how I get it wrapped up. All right, so at this point, I'm going to grab this brisket off of the Traeger. Technically, I guess it's been cooking for about 5.5, 6 hours after that whole debacle I had earlier. But this is how I wrap my briskets. I use a full-size catering pan that you can purchase. These catering pans from any big box store, Walmart, Sam's, Costco, the Restaurant Depot, and I use the full-size catering pan for a few different reasons. One of the main reasons why I use the full-size catering pan is it makes it easier for me to transport the briskets between the naked smoke phase and the finishing phase. Also, it captures the jus. I capture the jus, drain the fat, and then provide the jus of the brisket to my customers. All right? Trained professional here. Do not try this one-handed. I didn't even flinch. This is how you can tell I've done this a lot. So I turn the trigger off. That is it. I do not put any sort of liquid. I do not put anything in with the brisket. The brisket is going to make its own juices. I'm just going to cover it tightly with aluminum foil, and I'll see you guys when it's done. I'm gonna take this in the house and bump up my heat to 300 degrees until it's done. It'll be done in probably an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours. All right, so here's my brisket. I know there might be one or two of you out there from Missouri, so I'm going to show you exactly what I do. There you saw the naked brisket. It went into the pan. I'm going to get a piece of aluminum foil. Cover the aluminum foil. Cover the aluminum foil pan with a sheet of aluminum foil. Fold down the ends. Fold down the sides or crimp the sides. I'm going to take inventory of where the high side is on my brisket. I've already started my oven. I have my oven preheating at 300 degrees. I'm going to take this top rack out just to make it easier for me to probe this brisket. Typically I take the rack out as I preheat, but I forgot because I was filming. Put it into the oven. Like I said outside, this should hopefully take no more than 2 hours to get to that desired doneness. Usually I start checking for doneness when the brisket will temp at about 200 degrees. Your mileage may vary as to when your brisket or what your brisket doneness is going to be. Usually between 200 and 205 degrees is what I particularly care for. Again, your mileage may vary. You figure out what temperature it is you like and enjoy.
2 hours later.
All right, so as promised, we are just at over 2 hours from when I took it off of the smoker and brought it into the oven. You guys want to see what it looks like? Woo, woo. You're gonna have to wait until the next video. Alright, thank you guys as always for watching. I'll see you in the next video after I let this rest and slice it up.
More butter, baby.
I couldn't leave you guys hanging like that. If you're still watching, you get to see the brisket. But it is time to let this rest. Have a good night.